I ate a box of macaroni and cheese by myself, and I don't feel good now.
Did you cook it first?
A little bit.
just picturing you just like biting the box.
I'm an impatient guy. I thought the directions were suggestions.
Yeah. All right, we're all set in terms of the recording.
Feel like salt.
Yeah, I understand. Were they interesting shapes at least? Were they SpongeBob shaped or anything?
Nah, just your standard twists.
Yeah. Was it Kraft or the store brand?
There's ShopRite.
What, am I made out of money?
Yeah, come on. I like to buy macaroni and cheese with quarters.
Yeah, I recycled all these bottles and cans, so now I can afford one box of macaroni and cheese. Thank you.
Not the whole box. I had to steal about a third of it.
Yeah, whoa. What are you gonna do here? 3 cheese macaroni? I don't think so. You can afford 1 cheese. Thank you very much.
It's more expensive for different powdered cheeses.
Yeah, I mean, you get the more exotic flavors there.
Like salt and salt.
More salt.
Orange salt. White salt.
Yeah. Spicy ranchero salt for the Tex-Mex flavor.
Oh, this is the second time this week that this has happened.
Did you like black out? Or was that something where you're like, I don't know what happened. I just woke up and I had all this neon orange cheese dust all over my face.
Oh, my mistake. This is the second time this has happened where I felt like salt after eating.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't the second time I ate a box of macaroni and cheese this week. I mean, it probably was, but I'm assuming I felt fine after that first time.
Yeah, I mean, why else would you do it a second time?
Right. We went to the mall and we ate at some place I think it's called Charlie's Cheesesteaks or something.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yes.
It's the fucking worst meal I've ever had in my life.
That's a commitment. Because the sandwich is one thing, but then it's like, well, you can't get a sandwich without our like loaded baked potato French fries with nacho cheese and chili on top, and you're like, oh, I got fat just looking at the picture.
Yeah, they make you put ranch on the fries, like they don't even give it to you on the side. They just throw it in there. So I don't really like ranch.
You do
understand.
Now.
I understand the way I look and present myself. That's not a believable statement, but I really don't like ranch that much. And so I eat like every bite of the thing. Jackie's watching me eat, and I'm like, oh, this is awful. Oh, this is awful. And like I tried to wash it down with a.
And yet you continue to eat it.
Well, it was $12.20, so yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
You're gonna get your money's worth.
Yeah. So I'm trying to wash down each awful fucking ranchy, goopy, salty bite with this blueberry strawberry lemonade, which on paper sounds delicious. But when I ordered it, what I didn't realize was they just dump a bunch of like
ranch,
strawberry and blueberry skins and garbage and pulp at the bottom of regular lemonade.
Yeah, that's how they make lemonade.
Which is just made of sugar and yellow.
That's how they make lemonade now. It's
Yep. I guess so.
That's the formula.
It's the worst meal of my life. I feel just like that now.
Oh my god, like you really sound like winded.
I've just been sitting too.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Just eating a whole box of macaroni and cheese by myself with a tablespoon.
So half of this episode will be recorded in the ambulance to the hospital.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna get out of this chair and lie down.
I mean, like Kevin Smith had a heart attack this week. Okay, you don't have to do that too.
I know I don't have to, but hey, if it worked out for him,
yeah.
Maybe I'll get a podcast out of it that somebody listens to.
Hey,
I'll send you a link to it.
All right, so assuming we can make it through this episode, we're gonna talk about Black Panther.
Yay!
Because you've seen it.
Oh, I've never looked at my ceiling before. That's like weird.
Like this might be the last episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have my address still in case I stop talking? Could you just send an ambulance?
Well, it suddenly turns into a true crime episode. the hunt for BJ's death.
Yeah. The only reason people will hear this episode is because it's played over and over again on Serial next season.
He was riding high on life until he had to have that ranch dressing. Ranch dressing, the silent killer.
Oh man, yep. It was not that silent. We had a lot of noises coming out of my body.
So, Black Panther.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, I saw you've now seen it, and the only thing I really said, like, I said a few things about the last episode that I absolutely loved it. So, that was like kind of our preamble.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you disagree? Where are you with this?
I very much agree with you. I loved it too.
Like, any actual complaints with this movie? Because I struggle to find any.
I have two complaints. One of them is about my daughter. She doesn't want to go see the movie. And, we were like, really? I mean, you like these movies. You don't want to go see it with us? She's like, nah, no thanks. And we went and saw it. And the next day, like, Jackie and I tag team her, and we were like, you're an idiot for not wanting to go see this movie. So, like, we were trying to figure out why she doesn't want to go see it. She was like, I don't know. I just don't want it. And we're like, no, that's not good enough.
You need a better answer. This is the voice of our generation.
You need a better answer. So eventually the discussion ended up with we're making her go and see it. Kept trying to convince her, like, there's a great young girl in it who's super smart, and she's a great warrior. There's a bunch of really great brave warriors that are women, and you're gonna love it. She's like, yeah, okay, cool.
Whatever, Dad. I don't want to have to listen.
React the way I want you to.
I don't want to listen to your nerd movies, Dad. I'm gonna watch Peter Rabbit. Like,
yeah, probably. What is the movie Jackie's taking a bullet for? Oh, she's taking her to see A Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah.
You see the trailer for that?
I read that book. Like, I read that book a while ago. That's not bad.
No, I don't care. Kid protagonist, man. No? Don't care.
No, that's like one of those like classic books. And I never read. There were like sequels to it, but I never read any of those. But the original ones were really good. The original one, anyway.
Oh, I'm not gonna read it.
You anti-reading, ranch-eating motherfucker over here. Just
I didn't order the ranch.
Why'd you eat it all?
Because it was $12.
You could have asked for it without the ranch.
I didn't know that they were going to do that.
You gotta read the menu, man.
I ain't got time for reading.
We already know. Yes, you just told us that.
I'm trying to put meats in my mouth.
the BJ Booth story.
Meats in my mouth.
The BJ Booth story. Witness one man's journey to put meat in
slowly kill himself
with assorted meats.
Yeah.
We're not even like 10 minutes into this, and you're already like, you need a minute?
Ready to end. You like Black Panther? Cool, I like too. Black Panther. They're not everybody. I gotta go put my face in the sink.
I thought you'd just do it in the refrigerator for a little while. Just gonna cool off for a bit.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. So, like, what highlights? Do you have anything that was like, cause I don't know a ton about this character. So I think that's one of the reasons why, like, I liked it so much was like, all right, I could kind of start from scratch, but I found like, you could jump into this movie without having to know anything about this character, let alone the Marvel universe, and be totally fine.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, no, hello, I thought I lost you. I thought you passed out for a minute. So, you're still there. Okay.
I am getting a little busy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's probably the best standalone movie that the MCU has as far as just being a standalone movie.
It's something you could dive into without any knowledge of the universe. You don't have to have seen anything. Like, if Phase 1 started with Iron Man, like, whatever phase they're up to could start with Black Panther. Like, there's so much they could do. I know that, like, realistically, this phase is coming to an end with Infinity War, but, like, you could start here and be fun.
Right. Yeah. And like, even with all the ties it does have to other movies and other characters, it never feels like they're trying to build another world, you know, like, or another. It doesn't feel like they're trying to branch everything
or like make
together.
The next movie. It's not like Thor swimming in that weird vision pool in Avengers 2. You know, it's something where it's like everything is character driven and focused on Black Panther and Wakanda and that world.
I wanted to ask you about this. We saw it in 3D, and the 3D was really bad, and it made, like, it was just the whole movie was very dark. So I couldn't tell if the special effects were very good. They looked better than the commercials made it look, but I think that was because it was so fucking dark.
I think that I only had that problem with, like, the opening fight scene. Like, that was, like, really dark, and I couldn't really make out a ton there. But everything else I thought was fine, especially since he gets that suit that glows all purple. So, like, then it's fine.
The last fight on the Underground Railroad wasn't,
I mean, when they were falling, and it's like, you know, two CGI clusters banging into each other, that looked a little, you know, it's CGI, but, like...
Oh, well, at least that's not very long.
But otherwise, I thought it was fine. I didn't really have any issues with that.
It was a great fight. The fight choreography in this movie was fucking outstanding.
From beginning to end. Like, again, the only complaint I had was Stan Lee's dopey-ass cameo, which someone pointed out, like, that it's like, I wonder if that's supposed to, like, symbolize him stealing all that shit from Jack Kirby, where it's like...
Yeah, because Stan Lee really picked up on that.
He's really big on subtext. Excelsior!
Yeah.
This man's name he's Spider-Man because he's got spider powers. Do you get it? Sorry, Stanley. I mean, like, you know, you did a lot for my generation, but, like, yeah. Take a break. Take a breather. Yeah.
Sit down.
Sit down. Yeah. Check your privilege.
With the movies.
But yeah, like, it's funny. Like, I almost don't have a ton to say about this in that, like, I was just so pleased with it.
Yeah, I just, it's hard to think lying down.
I mean, Andy Serkis was great. I was surprised. I mean, spoilers. I was surprised that he died in it. I thought he would be more of a villain, but I love that he did, and how they set up Killmonger, because
I think it made Killmonger a better villain.
And, like, I like how it's like, well, there are points that Killmonger makes when you're like, yeah, okay, he's kind of right. Like, fuck, like, all right, I see it. I see what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, your execution is absolutely horrific, but I get it.
That's the thing, and it's really well done. Like, and the fact that you could see all that, like, it all goes together, it all makes sense, and it's like, yeah, he was right, and that's what makes him such a great villain. I mean, I was a little disappointed they killed him at the end. Like, would have been interesting to see how he, you know, if he went to, like, you know, not try to be redeemed necessarily, but just, like, you know, came back to haunt them at another time.
I don't know. Like, if he doesn't die, he doesn't get that fucking amazing line at the end where he's like, "Bury me out at sea with my ancestors." Like, that
was a pretty badass line.
Yeah, I think I thought it was a great death.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it's like, it was great, and I enjoyed it, but I was like, man. Mostly probably because I like Michael B. Jordan, and I'm like, well, can't he just be in all of the movies? Like, what else we got? Can he be? If they're gonna make Fantastic Four, well, he's done that already. Maybe make him a Thing or somebody. Like, do anything. Just put him in there.
He's not gonna do another Fantastic Four. He's gonna be far away from.
But, like, you know, do anything. You know, like, put him. I'm fine with him trying out anything else. But, like, yeah, all right, that was his MCU thing. Okay, like, he's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he's more intimidating in this movie than he was in Creed.
Well, yeah, like, this is
and he is scary as shit.
He's the bad guy here, you know, like, he is the villain, and, like, this is the first time he's ever really played that kind of role, I think, and he did a really great job with it, man. It's like,
Yeah,
it was scary and fucking intimidating, and it all worked. Like,
yeah, it was never over the top.
It wasn't like, like you could see them in times where it's like Andy Serkis was like eating the scenery a little bit, and it's like, all right, man, like we could tone it down a little bit. But that's, I guess, from what I understand, that character. But sure.
I don't think so. I mean, it's a comic book character, so I mean, I suppose so. But like, I didn't mind that characterization at all.
I did think his hand looked a little too fake. Like, they made it look like it was just like made out of like, like he made it out of a 3D printer.
Right. Well, it's a fake hand.
Yes. But like, it's in a world where like, you can make fucking robots and shit and Iron Man suits, and you can't have a hand that looks not like it's just made out of silly putty.
Yeah, but some stuff just doesn't look that great in this movie, which is weird with a $200 million budget.
Yeah, you'd think they'd have a little bit more money in there, but not.
Yeah, you would think that things just wouldn't randomly look like a Justice League movie.
Well, there's no weird upper lips in this, so I think we're pretty okay on that front. Yeah,
just weird hands.
And it's just the one. The other one looked fine.
If they just let him keep his hand mustache, it wouldn't have been a problem.
I did like, you couldn't. I think there were times where it looked like, all right, he's leaning on something, but they digitally removed that arm. So, like, it seemed like there were times where it's like, all right, like he has one hand on the ground. That hand is on the ground, but they took it out from CGI.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. What was that?
Right after Killmonger. When Killmonger rips his hand off, I think, or someone rips his hand off, and it was like, oh, like, I think you're leaning here, because like I could kind of see how that would look. But I mean, again, nothing that distracted from the movie. Like, I don't even know how long this movie was. Like, was it 2 hours? Because it didn't feel like that long.
I think it was 2:15.
Because I never felt bored or like I never checked my watch at all throughout it. It was
that. I did have a problem with the pacing. Like, everything was very interesting, and like, I was never bored, but I did feel like it was a long movie. Especially the first half of it. There is a lot of world building, which I appreciate, because after having 3 Thor movies and not really ever knowing what fucking Asgard was about, like, you really get a sense of Wakanda being a real and especially populated place. There's people all over Wakanda. But and I don't feel it was too much. I just felt it drags. I was never bored, but I did feel it dragged.
I didn't get that feeling at all, because like, I think those moments where they are world building are really cool and interesting. And then the moment, then it's like, all right, here's a cool action sequence. And then here's something else that's cool that like, and, it works in terms of the overall 10 years that we've seen of the Marvel Universe so far, because it's like, oh yeah, like, they gave you a reason why we haven't seen Wakanda play a bigger role in everything so far, and it just all worked in that way. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, makes sense, and they have all this technology, and it makes sense as to why they're going to be an integral part, presumably, in Infinity War, because they're going to have all the technology to allow the planet to fight Thanos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wakanda is fucking awesome.
Wakanda forever!
Yeah, really, man, Wakanda forever. That city is fucking outstanding. The movie, in general, is absolutely gorgeous. The set pieces, all the costume design and makeup is incredible. I want toys of everything.
Yeah, man, like, related, but did you hear, I think in the latest Hollywood Babylon, they talked about, Wakandan, Illinois, I think it is. Did you hear about this? So there is a town.
Oh, is there an actual city called Wakanda?
Town in America called Wakanda, and a bunch of like random idiots on the internet are calling up people that live in Wakanda and are being like, "Who are you? Who are you?" Or like going like just yelling Wakanda forever at them in the phone, and it's.
I'm 100% doing this.
So like, so much so that the mayor of the town is like, "Can you please stop calling and disrupting like everyone that lives here?" Like,
no. Sorry, mayor.
But then, so think about that. That exists, and now someone is like, man, like, we were fine until this movie, but like, can you please stop shouting Wakanda forever at everyone that lives here?
That's super fun. I guess not.
Yeah, I guess that's like, well, this was cool up until now.
Yeah, whatever. Unplug your fucking phone then, crybabies.
You're famous.
You're famous.
They put you on the map.
Another thing I loved about this movie, and I've never really, with the exception of Thor Ragnarok, I've never even fucking noticed, but the score for the movie is excellent.
Well, didn't Kendrick Lamar do the score or the soundtrack for it?
Did he do the score? I thought he just did the
he might have done the soundtrack.
I don't know. I don't know who did the score.
It all worked well because they did you notice that when the change in the score after Killmonger takes over? It has more of this is gonna sound fucking horrible, but it has a tribal kind of flair to it in the beginning, and then after Killmonger takes over, it gets
I remember when he's going to the throne,
it starts to get hip-hop urban kind of flair to it, and it's they paid attention to this, and it's so you could feel the tone.
He's fucking from Oakland. What else would it be?
So it all worked. I did see one theory that at the end where when there's that one kid who's hey man, who goes up to T'Challa and is who are you? That what if that's Killmonger's son?
No, let's not do that. No.
Deborah.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. No more. We already did the sons fighting the sons for the sins of their fathers. Let's not do this anymore.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I just saw that. I was all right, that would be interesting. But, Monica would be yelling at me if I don't point out that the guy that they got to play young Forrest Whitaker does not actually have a lazy eye. That is movie magic.
No, he didn't. I was looking for it the whole time.
No, he definitely had one in the, they made him look your eye is droopy. Once I figured out that was him, and I was oh yeah, I could see that.
Oh, no, you know what I was thinking of? I was, I don't know his name, but the guy who plays T'Chaka, the young T'Chaka.
His eyes were fine.
I couldn't, he had a Black Panther helmet on, that's right.
He does take it off at one point, but the young Forrest Whitaker guy, he totally did. And Monica looked it up and she was he doesn't really have a lazy eye. No, he doesn't. Oh, no? That's movie magic, okay? Yeah.
Well, he's a good actor. And, I guess I just didn't notice it in Civil War, T'Chaka's lazy eye, but holy shit, it is just off the reservation in this movie.
So much, it's almost distracting. Man, if you weren't in some weird Panther afterlife place, this would be even weirder, man. But all right, I'm gonna get distracted by the scenery and stuff for a second here, but whoa, you couldn't fix that in whatever you're doing, but
the afterlife can't fix your lazy eye. His eye is in a completely different movie.
His eye is already in Infinity War. And it's he's looking ahead. That's that.
Who's your favorite character?
I think Shuri. Yeah, because she's just so good. I can't wait for her to I can't wait for her to meet Tony Stark and just be this is all you're working with? You fucking amateur.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Although I did see someone on Twitter point out that they hope that Shuri is, it could be also the worry is that there's a current character in the Iron Man comics called Riri, who is Ironheart.
This is exactly what I wanted to talk about.
And there's a worry that Shuri is going to be Riri, and that's just what Tony Stark is going to call her. And it's that kind of replaces that character, which is well, no, you have another intelligent African-American female or black female character in here. You can have more than one.
So what, right? Because she's not going to be Black Panther. She was Black Panther in comics for a little while. She's not going to be a new They just started this franchise.
Yeah, for a hot minute, I thought that's what they were doing. Before I realized oh no, T'Challa isn't really dead. I was what if she's Black Panther? Because that would have been fucking nuts.
No. Fucking why not make her a stand-in for Riri Williams?
Why do you have to make her a stand-in? I'm saying don't make her a stand-in. You can have both characters. You can have Riri Williams come down fucking Iron Man 5 or something like that. They're not stopping these movies anytime soon. They could keep that going. You don't have to be oh no, we only got a certain amount of time to do this. You could just keep going.
No. Right. I just kind of want Shuri to have her own franchise, I guess. And it would be cool if she was
but she doesn't have to be. She could work with Black Panther. I mean, she had those fucking like Panther gauntlets and shit.
Yeah, right. I think my favorite character is Okoye. Denai Guerrero was fucking amazing.
She was pretty fucking great. I love the scene with the Rhino where the Rhino runs up to her and she just stands there.
She's the biggest badass
fucking
on the
amazing.
Planet. The fight in South Korea was incredible.
At somebody.
She threw a wig.
It's weird. Like, we have more to talk about for the movies that we didn't like, obviously, but like it's weird. Just like this movie was great. Just go see this movie.
I don't have any I felt there was a slight pacing problem, but like it's not really a problem if I'm engaged and interested in everything.
That's what I was
right?
saying. That's why I didn't have a problem with the pacing, because I thought that everything came together fine.
Maybe I was just tired.
Yeah. Did you have any ranch dressing beforehand?
I might have. I don't know. I forget what I eat.
Just go into a haze.
Yeah. Oh no, we had a shitload of sushi right before.
Okay, was that any better?
I
don't mess with sushi. No.
No, it's tasty. It's yummy.
Not doing that.
Yeah. We got it from a gas station.
That's how you know it's quality.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what else do you want to talk about for Black Panther? I feel like we're kind of like doing the movie a disservice, but like, it's really fucking good.
I honestly think the best thing that they did with the movie was change M'Baku so dramatically. Like, he's a straight up villain in the comics. Good idea not calling him Manape.
Yeah, good call.
That would have been, it's a little dicey. But he is so fucking funny and fun and likable in this movie, and still a giant badass who is clearly at odds with T'Challa, but not gonna let that stand in the way of the safety of his people and of his home. And M'Baku is probably my second favorite character.
Yeah,
I love Shuri, but
he stole the show, and like the scenes that he was in, he stole them. Like, it was like you couldn't help
really
it. It's
did.
like you have such a strong cast around him, and then it was like, no, like he's in there just with like dropping jokes and fucking great lines and everything. You're like, yeah, man, like you got it. You fucking stole this whole movie.
When he tells Everett Ross, I'm going to eat you. You shut up. You talk again. I'm going to eat your children. I'm just kidding. We're vegetarians. It's a great line. Everett Ross was great too. And he felt more like Everett Ross, the comic character, than he did in Civil War. Because in Civil War, it was just like, all right, Bilbo Baggins, I'm not buying you as a badass CIA.
Who is he in the comics? Because he's not General Thunderbolt Ross. Like, who the hell is he?
No. He's kind of this naive agent who's sent to be a liaison for Wakanda, and he works very closely with Black Panther, and he's always in over his head, and he's just everything is, he's almost like a Bob from Hydra Bob kind of a character. Like, just the shit happens to him all the time. He kind of falls into, not saving the day, but helping out a little bit. And, Everett Ross was a much better written character in this than he was in Civil War.
Yeah, I mean, he actually had stuff to do here, and it was like, he wasn't like, he could be just like bumbling and stuff, and like he had a couple of moments where it was like, look at this dumb white guy in the middle of all of this, but it wasn't.
That's what the character is. He's a dumb white guy in the middle of all this. It
wasn't played up that much,
No, it could have been, it could have been Jar Jar Binks to all hell, but it wasn't, and it was weird to see just a white guy shutting up and doing what he was told in the movie.
Yeah. Listening to all these women, like telling him what to do, and they're like, okay, yes, I will do that, thank you, okay.
Yeah. Still gets a great hero moment.
And it's like, it looks like he's gonna die for a hot second, and it's like, nope, no, he pulls it out.
Yeah. I would have been okay with it if he died. I thought that was going to be a cool death. Yeah.
He didn't have to. Like, no one, aside from Killmonger and Claw, like, those are the only, like, key deaths in the movie. Everyone else really made it out okay, right?
Yeah, I think as far as I remember, Daniel Kaluuya wasn't killed, I don't think, right? They took him prisoner. I gotta see Get Out. Like, I loved him in Black Panther. I really want to see Get Out now.
He's a real natural. He's a great actor. Like,
Good.
Yeah, like and it's funny, like I almost didn't recognize him at first. I was like, wait a minute, that guy does look really familiar. Like, where do I know that guy? I had to look it up afterwards. And I'm like, oh no, that is the guy from Get Out. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But
everybody is, like, top to bottom, everyone's outstanding in this movie.
This is. I mean, like, I've rewatched Civil War since, like, we talked about it, and I think we both said that was, like, our favorite Marvel movie at the time. But, like, there's a lot in there that's just, like, extra. Like, the whole Spider-Man thing, you don't need. There's a lot of shit that's just, like, extra in that movie. This might be my, like, favorite, perhaps since Iron Man, because, like, Iron Man, I think, is, like, a fantastic superhero origin story, but just, like, I got so much out of this movie that just I really enjoyed.
Yeah. I'm still pretty fresh from it, but I can't really think of any chafe in the movie. You know, all of it is, I don't think there's anything I'd cut out.
And that's after you just said that there were problems with pacing for you. But even with that, it's like, there's nothing in there that's fat, that it's like, oh no, we have to kick this out. This is unnecessary.
Yeah. It feels long, but there's nothing in that movie that I would like to get out of the way of, you know?
Just works.
The opening, like, I always call these things the Green Lantern openings now. Like when it opens with a big CGI exposition fest. It was fucking dope.
Yeah, like, it's,
if you're gonna take 5 minutes to go over the whole history of Wakanda, they did it really well.
It wasn't like, oh, this sucks. Like, it's a whole thing. Like, no, it's okay, this is a cool way of showing it too. It was way better than the weird, like, dopey-ass mannequins that Ego had in Guardians 2.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that movie. I can't defend those fucking mannequins. They look dumb. What else? Eros, M'Baku. I want a Netflix series of the Dora Milaje. Real bad.
Everyone's good. Like, someone pointed out too, I think, like, making, what was, his love interest's name? Nakia. Someone was like, forget Black Widow. Like, I want to see La Femme Nakia. Like, make that shit. And just have her traveling the world being a spy and shit. Like, fuck yeah. That's the movie we gotta see.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little spy movie that's put into this movie.
And it, again, like, it just, like, that's just like one part of this whole movie. Like, and it's,
the only thing I don't like about Nakia is it kind of ruins my plans for Storm.
Yeah, well,
but whatever. She was friggin' awesome.
And look,
I don't want anything to happen to Lupita Nyong'o in any movie.
I did hear what Chris Hardwick had. I don't know how to pronounce her name. The woman who played the general there, who fought people with
Denai Guerra.
Complete, like, she's just like such a delight in the interview, like so like bubbly and full of smiles and excitement and stuff like that. And like, you get this like such strong persona between this and, you know, what she's done with The Walking Dead, and it's like, you are an actress. Like, you're really good at your job, because it's like, I would never have.
She's a really exceptional actress. I mean, like, I haven't watched The Walking Dead in a long time, but once, like, close to when we stopped watching it, her character had started to become a real character instead of just being a badass with a katana all the time. And she was great, and she's fucking phenomenal in Black Panther.
Everyone was good. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, how well done this movie is. So I'm hoping between, look, Wonder Woman last year, Black Panther this year, like, you can make superhero movies that don't star a white guy named Chris. Like, you could branch out a little bit, you know? Make a few other ones, diversify that cast a bit.
And take some notes, DC.
Well, look, Wonder Woman was theirs.
This is how you make a balanced movie.
I mean, look, they made Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's still good.
Well, except for Patty Jenkins. When I say DC, I'm not talking about Wonder Woman or Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, they figured it out. They know what they're supposed to do there. But
everything's so well balanced. Everyone has their joke moment. Like, every character has a joke.
Yeah. Or
a few jokes. And it none of it ever seems forced at all. And it doesn't seem out of character for anybody. It was nice seeing Chadwick Boseman joke around in this, and as opposed to Civil War. Yeah. Like, I mean, Black Panther's always been pretty stuffy in comics that I've read. And it was nice to see him, especially when he's interacting in his fucking own land with his family and his people. Like he's a fun guy.
Although, like again, Sherry steals a lot of that. Like the scene where she comments on his flip flops or sandals. Like that was awesome. Like it just like came out of nowhere. It's like what are those?
Yeah. I didn't know that. I just found out that was a meme yesterday.
I don't know that it's a meme at all.
But yeah, apparently it's a meme. Apparently, and Esme's been walking around the house doing it for like the last week. She keeps going to me, Dad, I have a question, and I believe her. So I go, yeah, honey, what's your question? And she just screams, "What are those?" at me.
So
like,
was it a meme first, or is it a meme because of the movie?
It was a meme first.
In what context? I don't know anything about this.
It was on Vine.
That doesn't even fucking exist anymore.
Right, but what the hell was I saying? So I saw the movie and I start cracking up thinking of Esme, and then I'm going through like my phone, looking at videos, and this Vine pops up. I'm like, oh shit!
So that's another reason why she's supposed to see this movie.
The movie stole from a Vine. I thought they stole it from Esme.
You're like, I'm gonna have a word with Mr. Kugler over about this. You're stealing jokes from my kid.
Yeah.
But that's another
31-year-old
that's
asshole.
another reason why she has to see this movie, because she'll probably get a huge kick out of that.
Yeah, well, we told her about it, and she still was just like, I don't care.
Your kid just hates fun now?
I guess she hates fun.
Yeah, so anything else we want to talk about for Black Panther? Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, it's just like, it's just a big blowjob fest, right? Like,
it's great.
I loved everything about it. All the weapons are super cool.
Yeah, and like they just kind of explain a lot of it with just like, I don't know, it's vibranium. And they're like, cool, I got it, okay. Totally down with it. Give these guys an Oscar for costume design and makeup. I mean, instead of fucking whatever stuffy British bullshit that's gonna come out against it, I'm sure. Like you always fucking, if it's not Victorian dresses you're giving awards to, it's fucking Suicide Squad. This movie actually deserves it. Boss Baby was nominated for best animated feature this year.
This country just needs to fucking die in fire. Boss Baby.
Yep.
God.
The Academy Award nominated Boss Baby.
Oh, don't ever say that sentence again.
That's the correct way to refer to that movie now.
The correct way to refer to that movie is...
Oh, so you've seen it. That's a key element of the plot.
I read the novelization.
It is based on a book. Yeah.
Is it really?
It's a book called... Yes, I swear to God, it's based on a book called The Boss Baby.
Stop it. Oh, fuck this planet.
All right. So, you know what? I got my my Loot Crate this week for February, and the T-shirt in it, fucking Black Panther. So I was like super excited about it. Cool. So I'll get to wear that twice, and then it will shrink to the point where I can't wear it anymore. And then Monica gets to wear it. So she's really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's what's happened to every T-shirt I have.
Yeah, she's Monica's really looking forward to that T-shirt eventually shrinking and her being able to wear it instead. So it's like, oh great, cool. I'll get my use out of it, my one or two uses, but okay. What other stuff? Yeah, I got a cavity filled yesterday. Completely unrelated to Black Panther, but they did it with a fucking laser. I've never seen this before.
What?
I get in there and that just is like, so do you want me to do this with the laser instead? Like you don't get numb. And I was like, what's happening? Like, what does that even mean? Like, I was like speechless because I was like, the fuck does that mean? Like, how do you fill a cavity with a laser? Like, what does that even mean? And he's like, oh, it's this thing. And he pulls out this like little machine that looks like a power washer almost. And he's like, what are those? But then he's like, oh yeah, it's like this thing. Like, he's got this little touch screen on. He's like, boop, boop, boop. Yeah, see, like, then it just kind of like shoots this little laser thing out and it kind of drills that. It's like more topical and like you do that instead of the drill. No Novocaine and like you kind of in and out. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's give that shit a whirl. And like, I was done in 10 minutes. Like, it was just like, boop, boop, and I'm all set. Wow. And I'm like, huh. Like, the wonders of technology that,
So what do I owe you? $17,000?
Yeah, so I had to give up my firstborn, but I mean, Oliver's gonna be a dentist now, so everything's gonna work out great. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Seems like everybody won.
But, yeah, that happened. That's not a story that can really take us that far.
Oh, God,
yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because I was like, okay. Oh, that was really cool. I wanted to tell you how I thought Superman was racist. Right. So, in Superman number 40, a recent issue, it was a two-parter. Listen to this setup. So Superman, and he's got a son now. Superman and John, Superboy, his biological son with Lois Lane, half human, half Kryptonian. He's like, they're hanging out at the Fortress of Solitude, having some father-son bonding time, and he goes like, "Listen, son, do you know what today is?" And his son's like, "It's the day we gotta go eat apple pie and ice cream, right, Dad?" And it's like really like, "Oh shucks," and then he's like, "No, it's the anniversary of Krypton's destruction," and he's like, "Oh, all right," and he goes, "Come." So he's like, "Yes, like no pie," but then he's like, "All right, so come over here. Like what I've done is I had a holographic recreation of Krypton blowing up, and I like to watch it every year on this day to like pay tribute." And I'm like,
ew,
this is fucked up, Superman. Like, you're fucking weird. Like, most dads like play catch or do something like, fucking watch TV, anything, but you're just like, let's watch a few billion people die, son. Like,
yeah, let's huddle around the fire and look at 9/11 cell phone footage.
Yeah,
fuck, Superman.
So that's weird. And like, as they're watching this, some alarm goes off in the Fortress of Solitude, and he's like, "Oh, I set the computer to monitor for any planets that might have similar activity to what happened on Krypton, so that I could go and save them."
Oh, God.
And so he's like, "So let's go out and save this fucking planet out there." So he flies out there with just his costume on, like, and Superboy tags along. He does not have a spaceship. He does not have any equipment. It's like, how are you gonna stop the planet from exploding, or two, if the planet is beyond the brink of exploding, like it's gonna explode anyway, how are you gonna transport all of the people off of the planet? Like, are you just gonna carry them all on your back? Like, I know you're strong and shit, but like, the fuck? So,
probably because he knows the planet he's going to, it's a bad neighborhood, and he doesn't plan on bringing anybody back.
Why do you say that? So he goes there, and he's like, "So this is how like this stuff usually goes down, son. So like, I arrive on the planet, and they're usually mystified by my powers, and then I go and talk to their
Get over yourself,
I know.
pal.
And then he's like, then I go and talk to their leader, and then they're like, oh, it's Superman, and then we just kind of get along with everything, and then they do what I tell them to do." So I'm like, and he literally calls them the natives at one point, and I'm like, I'm like bothered by this whole thing. So like the white guy shows up, and he's like, "Listen, primitives, I'm going to tell you how to save your planet. Listen to me, the white guy." And I was like really bothered by it. And sure enough, he gets there, and like, but
listen up, you green grows.
So, but he gets there, and this planet's like, "Nah, fuck you, we're gonna die anyway. It's God's will. Fuck you." And he's like, but you're gonna die. And he's like, and they're like, "Yeah, so what?" Like, and he's like, right. "Well, you got me there, I guess." And
looks like we landed on the planet Nihilistica.
Yeah, that was kind of like the extent of it. But I was like, oh, like, yeah, man, like, this feels really racist. This does not feel okay to me. But
so the whole point of the book was so Superman could figure out not everybody wants a white savior.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, not you know.
We figured that out a long time ago.
Come on.
Superman
right around
writers.
The time of like smallpox blankets and shit. Like, we got this one. All right, back up there, Soups. But
that's
yeah,
weird.
No, it's uncomfortable. But
it's uncomfortable to
what
hear.
Else? Did you see this Metropolis TV show they're making?
I saw that Brainiac looks rad as shit.
Do we need a fucking Metropolis TV show? Oh no, not Metropolis.
No,
I'm sorry,
I'm not
the
watching
Krypton
it.
one. But there's also a Metropolis TV show.
Oh!
I said
Is that
Metropolis.
what you said?
Yeah,
Metropolis.
But Krypton, yeah, okay. Like, it's like that kind of bothers me because it's the same reason why I didn't care for like parts of How I Met Your Mother, because it's like, well, we can't get invested in this particular relationship because if it was the mother, then the show would have ended. So, like, what are we gonna do here?
I don't feel I'm that interested in the politics of Krypton. Like, fine, like, one sect is mad at another sect, and one sect caused the destruction of the planet. Like, I don't care. I care about one Kryptonian. And he ain't never been to Krypton.
And I think they have Adam Strange in it, and he's supposed to be a time traveler, and he pops up and he's like, no, you need to make sure that Krypton fucking explodes, which is kind of fucked up. Because, like, you know, your grandson becomes the greatest hero this other planet that you've never heard of has ever known.
I guess that's somewhat interesting, but that premise doesn't carry my interest for a fucking series. You know?
So, and it's a fucking Sci-Fi Channel.
I'll read 16 pages of that with pictures, but I don't want to.
So I don't see that. I mean, like, I'll give it. No, I can't even say I'll give it a shot because I don't even know how to watch the Sci-Fi Channel right now. So, like, I'm probably never going to watch the show, so it's just going to die on the vine for me.
No. What is Metropolis? Isn't that, like, centered around Lois Lane,
it's like Lois Lane and Lex Luthor solving crime.
Guys, suck my dick with these shows already. Like, you can't be... How come? Why?
You're, like, speechless.
Why are things...
The whole thing is dumb. Like, it's completely unnecessary. Like, you know what made Metropolis cool? Superman. You know, no one gave a shit about Metropolis. Metropolis was like Des Moines before Superman showed up. No one gives a shit about Des Moines, alright? It's just, it was there, but then, like, fucking Superman showed up, and now it's like, Metropolis, home of Superman. You can't remember what Metropolis' slogan was before he showed up. Because they didn't have one.
No.
It was just like, thanks for visiting, maybe. Like, they didn't have a thing. So...
Metropolis. Better than Gotham.
At least you're not in Gotham. And that was it. That was their whole spiel. So now, why? Like, this is completely unnecessary. Like, stop trying to, like, reimagine this stuff. Like, oh no, like, and that's the thing, like, and look, Lois Lane has had some really cool moments, but, like, she was defined as a supporting character of Superman. And I'm not trying to say that to, like, what's the word? Like, I don't know what, like, detriment her, to her detriment, or, like, you know.
No, it's not like, you're not saying she's Mary Jane Watson, but, like, come on, she's not a star character. Like, and she got killed off in her own fucking book, issue 1.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. They did kill her in Superwoman. They tried to give her superpowers for a hot second, and they're like, nah, we're good. We're gonna keep it together. But that was also because they had, like, Lois Lane from another fucking dimension, and she's the real Lois Lane now. It's this whole thing.
You're ruining my joke.
But I'm just telling you that's wild that should happen. But
she's an ancillary character. Not everybody's a star, guys. Not everyone should get a show.
You know, but just don't make that one. That's unnecessary.
A lot of these shows are fucking unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, there's too much fucking television to watch. Oh, I started watching Glow again. I watched, like, the first episode a while ago. I'm halfway through now. I'm now halfway through the show. I know, dude. I still haven't finished Punisher. I haven't finished. I haven't even started Stranger Things season 2.
This is nonsense, man.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I have no fucking time for this shit.
Just stay up late.
No, because I already don't sleep. Remember, I did a sleep study. Okay.
Oh yeah. So if you're not sleeping, you might as well be watching TV.
Yeah, I know. I gotta figure that shit out. It's hard, man. It's time.
Oh, do you like it? Yeah, you still like. I mean, you're still watching. I got back
into it. Definitely still watch it. Like, it's like the things that are really funny in it are really funny, but also, like, really awkward. So, like, it just, like, works so well that it's, like, almost cringeworthy kind of humor in it. But I really like the show. It's fun.
Alison Brie and Betty Gilpin's characters, relationship with each other they're fantastic.
They're really great. I mean, I like all the characters for the most part, and Mark Maron's really good in it, which I don't really have much of an exposure to him.
Really?
But, like, I tried listening to his podcast once, and it was like a half hour of him just complaining by himself, and I was like, I wanted to listen to you talk to Patrick Stewart. Like, where did this happen? And I'm like, when does he show up?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm done, and I just skipped it.
Yeah. That's every episode. Every episode is 20 to 30 minutes of him being neurotic, and then he gets to, I guess.
All right. So I'm probably gonna skip his show. I don't know that I'll ever dive back into it, but That's what I've been watching. Otherwise, we've been watching some of the all the CW shows still. Monica and I.
They're not done
they took a hiatus for the Olympics because they didn't want to compete with that.
Oh,
so now
okay.
they're like getting ready for like the mid-season, or not the mid-season, like the season finales. Well, no, it's only fucking February. No, we still got months left until everything.
Yeah, I forgot what month it was.
Yeah, so they're but that's still like the quality still comes and goes a little bit, but like I still really like all the shows.
Sure. Well, I mean, what's the youngest show? 3 years old already?
No, because the newest one they just had, Black Lightning, was just added, and that's I
forgot about that.
That one, we like them. Well, I like them more out of the costume than in the costume because his costume looks fucking dopey as shit.
It looks a little ridiculous. I think I like it.
It looks dumb. It's just like you're like literally a walking neon sign. You know, like I can't believe that you're covertly looking at anything right now.
Look, up in the sky, it's St. Pauli's girl. I said I'm Black Lightning.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to kind of cover here? We're kind of.
We went to that day I ate at Charlie's Cheesesteaks. Don't ever eat there. Anybody?
There goes all that cheesesteak money we were gonna get. Yeah.
Did I blow it? I'm sorry. I mean, we can try to go after the Salt Corporation.
No, I'm still courting Cinnabon.
Courting Cinnabon. You kidding? You want to wear my leather jacket?
You want to go steady, Cinnabon? You'll be my number one heart attack inducing food.
You want to park on Blueberry Hill? Suck on my balls, Cinnabon?
Yeah, man, your dating life must have been really weird. Like.
It escalated quickly. We went to Barnes & Noble afterward, and I picked up The Vision by Tom King.
I keep meaning to read that.
It's fucking amazing. You got to read it. It's outstanding.
Yeah, I have to look it up on Marvel Unlimited. That'll be the next thing I read because like I finally at long last finished the first run of Amazing Spider-Man. And then I'm like, oh great, now I could start Superior Spider-Man, and then Amazing Spider-Man, and then Amazing Spider-Man again, because you keep fucking rebooting shit for no damn reason.
Yep. Well, just wait for a fresh start to start.
Yeah. Someone on Twitter actually like chronicled all of Marvel's latest relaunches, because it was like Marvel now, like again, and like Marvel now, like all new, all different Marvel, all new, all different Marvel now, and now it's like Legacy and then Fresh Start. Like Fresh Start sounds like such a defeatist term. Like, all right, let's just get a fresh start here, guys. All right, we realize we fucked up last time and the time before that. Like, we just want you to make good comics, Marvel. Like, please.
Yeah, fresh start. Like, it's exactly what Susan in accounting said after her husband left her. She watched Eat, Pray, Love, and then she took a trip to Italy. Came back after a week and a half for a fresh start.
So I kind of fell off of Legacy, so all right, I'll give Fresh Start a try, but like it seems like they're doing exactly what DC did a couple years ago with Rebirth, and that worked out really well for DC, so we'll see. I just want good comics, man.
Yeah, cool it on all the events, Marvel. Why is everything's a year long of fucking event with everybody now.
They got Donny Cates is writing Venom, and that guy's a really great writer, really really good stuff. And he's did you read God Country? You should look that up. It's an Image book he did, really good. I heard it was good. You're a dad, so you'll appreciate it. Like it's just like it hits on different marks. If you're a father, but like overall it's still like a great story. Like if you've had a dad, like that also works too. But like I think it speaks to you if you're a father. Like it's just a really good book. I
had a dad and I am a dad.
You check off both things. Yeah.
So I have a dad. I have him still. He's in my pocket. You want to say hi?
It's really uncomfortable. But yeah, like I don't know what he's gonna do with that character, but like I'm down to check it out. He was writing Doctor Strange and one other book I don't remember. during the whole legacy nonsense. But yeah, all right. So let's.
Okay. Well, now's a good time to make Venom books interesting.
I guess at least we'll have some story that has an interesting Venom outside of that fucking shitty ass looking movie. So
some to watch the movie out of our mouths with. Oh man, so that movie looks even worse on the big screen. I saw that trailer the other night for Black Panther instead of Infinity War for some reason.
That seems like a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But that movie still looks really dumb. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
All right, so let's wrap this sucker up then. Usual stuff. If you want to tell us your if you have one dissenting opinion about Black Panther, I would really love to hear it. You can send us a note at ragingnerdon@gmail.com or hit us up at ragingnerdonpod on Twitter. Though that's kind of it, I guess. Usual nonsense. Listen to us. You listen to us this far. Subscribe to the show, maybe. Do that. That'll be fun.
Tune in next week for our fresh start.
Yeah, man. So that's that. That's it then for Raging Nerd On. I have been James Ferguson.
Black Panther could use more white people. Bye.
Wow, that's the way you end this shit.
You were supposed just hang up the phone.
Nerd on, everybody. Fresh start next week. Fresh start next week.
BJ will be there, we promise.
What the fuck, man?
I don't really believe that.
We have to put that in now. Like,
no, the disclaimer. Yeah. Just that's the name of the episode. I don't really believe that.
The views expressed by this program are not necessarily those expressed by Raging Nerd On Inc.